Big Blue, stop right now. MetLife Stadium just exploded with breaking news. And one single number is already burning a hole through East Rutherford. 52.9. That is the exact Pro Football Focus grade dragging down our starting left guard Jon Runyan, while Malik Neighbors' murky torn ACL recovery timeline has the Greenbrier trembling, and Michael Schmitz enters a $10 million contract year under John Harbaugh's new heavy gap regime. Insiders warned us last night, and here is the immediate payoff. That 52.9 figure is currently the second lowest grade of any starting guard in the entire NFC East. If New York stands tall, the Eagles and Cowboys fall. So hit like and subscribe right now because Big Blue isn't playing around. We start with the offensive line battle that has MetLife Stadium shaking. Stay locked, there's a double cliffhanger at the end. Whispers turned into footsteps, and the front office's silence just got deafening. The name? Jon Runyan. And if you think the New York Giants overhauled this entire roster just to coast through 2026, you haven't been paying attention to what General Manager Joe Schoen and new head coach John Harbaugh are actually building. We saw the blockbuster trade shipping out Dexter Lawrence, the complete reconstruction of the linebacker room, and the arrival of massive physical forces like Francis Mauigoa, Isaiah Likely, and Patrick Ricard. But hiding right in plain sight on an offensive line that somehow ranked 9th in the entire league last season is a massive, gaping liability at left guard. Runyan is 6'4" and 307 pounds, but his tape tells a completely different story. Last year he posted a brutal 52.9 overall Pro Football Focus grade, ranking 67th out of 81 eligible guards across the NFL. Meanwhile, center Michael Schmitz posted a 60.8 grade, which is far from elite. But the team simply lacks an obvious upgrade at center. The real disaster unfolds when you look closely at what Harbaugh wants to execute on Sunday afternoons. Harbaugh brought over his signature smash-mouth gap and power scheme from Baltimore, an offense that demands violent, heavy-handed maulers who overpower defensive tackles into another zip code. Runyan, on the other hand, is a finesse, zone-blocking technician who posted a career-worst 49.2 run-blocking grade last season, and in 6 full NFL seasons, he has never once graded above 59.0 in the run game. He relies purely on positioning and lateral footwork rather than raw, bone-crushing strength. When defenders stack the box in a heavy gap attack, finesse footwork gets blown backward into the quarterback's lap. You cannot execute a downhill running game when your starter gets pushed off the ball at the point of attack. In a division packed with relentless interior pass rushers, having a soft spot on the left side of your line is an invitation to catastrophe. Defensive coordinators across the NFC East are already circling Runyan on the film, designing exotic blitz packages to exploit his lack of power. If the Giants cannot establish an identity up front, the entire playbook shrinks, forcing Jackson Dart into obvious passing downs where opposing defenses can pin their ears back. Do you really believe a finesse guard can survive in John Harbaugh's brutal ground attack? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Enter the mountain. Harbaugh quietly imported 6'8", 380-pound behemoth Daniel Faalele, who spent 4 years learning this exact power system in Baltimore. Faalele is essentially a walking brick wall capable of opening up gaping rushing lanes for our backfield. Standing next to Mauigoa, Faalele gives New York the kind of rare, imposing length and raw tonnage that makes defensive linemen think twice before collapsing the pocket. Rumors circulating from insiders like Ian Rappaport suggest this isn't just depth. It is an active camp battle where Faalele could outright snatch the starter's role before week 1. If Runyan falters when the pads come on in training camp, Faalele is fully prepared to pull the rug out from under him. The pressure is mounting and the front office is watching every single rep in practice. Every single padded practice in East Rutherford will be treated like an elimination match between old finesse and new era brute force. If you believe this offensive line can finally protect our offense, smash that like button right now. But as dangerous as this guard competition is, our biggest superstar just triggered a terrifying wave of deja vu across the entire organization. Scouts called his movement pure electricity, but the medical room just delivered a chilling update. A move 3 years in the making, or a franchise history repeating itself? The identity everyone's asking about? Malik Neighbors, and the locker room is already bracing for the fallout. After a record-breaking rookie season that had all of Big Blue dreaming of dominance, the 23-year-old receiver saw his sophomore campaign tragically cut short after just 4 starts and 271 yards when he tore his ACL in Jackson Dart's first career start. The entire offense collapsed the moment Neighbors hit the turf against the Los Angeles Chargers, proving just how much this unit relies on his game-breaking speed. The fan base assumed he would be a lock for Week 1 against Dallas, but Albert Breer of Sports Illustrated just dropped a bombshell reporting that the murkiness surrounding Neighbors' recovery has lingered as the team opens training camp at the Greenbrier in West Virginia. This exact scenario is giving New York Giants fans a frightening case of decade-old nostalgia. Remember Odell Beckham Jr.? Both LSU first-round picks, both instant franchise record breakers in year one, and both suddenly haunted by health complications that threatened to hijack their prime. The franchise seems trapped in a bizarre time machine, watching a generational superstar battle the exact same injury curse that derailed OBJ's Hall of Fame trajectory a decade ago. The emotional toll on the locker room cannot be overstated when your undisputed #1 playmaker is forced to watch from the sidelines in street clothes. Rumor has it, according to league insiders, that a second follow-up procedure on Neighbors' knee created unexpected complications, making his exact return date a complete mystery. Rushing him back onto the field could cause catastrophic long-term damage, but keeping him on the sideline deprives young quarterback Jackson Dart of his primary weapon during critical development reps. Without a true alpha on the outside, secondary DBs will squat on short routes and dare New York to beat them deep. Think about what this means for young Jackson Dart and explosive back Cam Scatabo. Without Neighbors stretching the field and drawing double coverage on over 60% of routes, defenses will stack 9 men in the box against Harbaugh's power run game. The entire offensive structure depends on whether Neighbors can line up on Sunday. If he is cleared, Dart has an elite target to slice through secondary defenses. If he stays sidelined, the entire game plan becomes predictable and limited. The ripple effect reaches deep into the play-calling strategy, forcing the coaching staff to create artificial touches for secondary receivers who simply do not possess Neighbors' ability to break tackles in open space. Every week he misses is another week the offense operates at half capacity, placing immense burden on a young quarterback trying to find his rhythm. Can this offense function at an elite level if Neighbors misses the first month of the season? Let me know in the comments if you'd rest him or push him to play. Smash that like button if you're praying. Neighbors comes back 99% stronger. But while the receiving room waits on a knee, the center of our entire offense is facing a high-stakes $10 million ultimatum that nobody is talking about. A contract season with zero room for error. The question wasn't if the scheme would demand more, but when the pressure would hit. The name? John Michael Schmitz Jr. Analysts like Matt Okada from NFL.com recently labeled the fourth-year center as the team's ultimate remaining weak link, citing 5 sacks and 23 quarterback pressures surrendered last season. But the full picture is far more complex than just raw sack numbers. On paper, Schmitz held his own in pass protection, allowing pressures on less than 2% of his pass-blocking snaps per PFF, while anchoring a rushing attack that finished 5th in the entire NFL in 2025. He has started at center since the day he was drafted, showing flashes of real stability mixed with catastrophic mechanical breakdowns. The real threat to Schmitz isn't his pass sets, it's the radical tactical shift happening under center. Over 60% of Schmitz's run snaps last year were executed in lateral zone blocking schemes where his athletic movement shined. Harbaugh's new power gap system demands stationary, downhill power, an area where Schmitz has struggled pulling and displacing nose tackles since his college days at Minnesota. Gap schemes require interior linemen to explode out of their stance, engage heavy defenders directly, and move massive defensive tackles against their will. Schmitz has historically struggled when asked to block on the move in pulling situations or hold the line against heavy bull rushes. If he fails to generate push at the line of scrimmage, Harbaugh's run-heavy identity will stall before it ever gets off the ground. A center in this new system isn't just calling pre-snap protections. He is expected to set the physical tone for all 5 linemen beside him. When you face gargantuan interior linemen in division matchups, any hesitation or lack of raw power at the point of attack gets instantly punished. Yet hope arrives in the form of rookie right guard Francis Mauigoa. Standing side by side, Mauigoa and Schmitz have the physical tools to form a dominant right side wall if they can synchronize their footwork. Their chemistry on double teams and combo blocks will define whether New York's interior line thrives or collapses against division rivals. Having an elite rookie guard next to him could mask some of Schmitz's mechanical flaws, allowing him to play with more confidence and speed. Schmitz is entering the final year of his rookie contract, playing for a long-term extension that could pay him upwards of $10 million annually. If he adapts to Harbaugh's muscle-first mentality, he secures his future as a pillar of Big Blue. If he stumbles, Joe Schoen will not hesitate to reset the position in 2027. The financial stakes couldn't be higher, as one bad season could cost him millions in guaranteed money while ending his tenure in New York. Do you think Schmitz earns that $10 million contract extension this year? Sound off in the comments below and hit subscribe if you bleed Big Blue through thick and thin. But hold on to your seats because the ripple effect of these 3 roster storylines is about to create a massive explosion across the NFC East. 3 massive headlines, one defining crossroad for the New York Giants. The left guard position is a ticking clock. Malik Neighbors' recovery holds the ceiling of our entire passing game hostage. And Michael Schmitz is playing for his financial life in a system that demands total physical dominance. John Harbaugh did not come to East Rutherford to play subtle football. He came to build a bully that suffocates opponents in the trenches. If Daniel Falele takes over left guard, if Schmitz masters the gap scheme alongside Mauigoa, and if Jackson Dart gets a healthy Malik Neighbors back by mid-season, the Giants aren't just competing, they are built to destroy the NFC East. Dallas is soft against the run, Philadelphia's defensive line lost veteran depth, and Washington is still adjusting to high expectations. The division is wide open for a physical football team to take it by force. But here is what I need from Big Blue right now. 1. Smash that like button if you believe John Harbaugh is leading us back to the playoffs this season. 2. Drop a comment with your exact record prediction. Are we winning 9, 10, or 11 games in 2026? 3. Subscribe to the channel immediately because every new subscriber sends a direct message to Eagles and Cowboys fans that New York is taking over. But listen closely because the ultimate cliffhanger is unfolding right now behind closed doors. Insider reports suggest Joe Schoen is currently monitoring a secret trade market for a veteran interior offensive lineman who played for Harbaugh in Baltimore, and a deal could be finalized in the next 48 hours. Meanwhile, crosstown rivals and division foes are quietly preparing a massive contract offer for a free agent pass rusher specifically designed to exploit our left guard position in Week 1. Which domino falls first, New York's secret trade or our rivals' devastating defensive move? That story drops next. Big Blue stands mighty. Hit subscribe, stay locked, and watch our rivals crumble. See you in the next war.